Hello, everyone. It's Whitney Wiley, and thank you for joining me for another edition of 30 Habits, 30 Days of Habits. It's just like that. I forgot what I was doing. It's 30 Days of Habits, and today I am joined by Cheryl Meyer. And Cheryl, how are you?
I'm terrific. Thank you for doing this.
Absolutely. It's been my pleasure. I'm learning a lot, mostly of habits that I need to incorporate into my life. But I am learning a lot, and I've appreciated the opportunity to get to know people that I haven't gotten to know yet. So,
Yeah, it's a
again,
great
thank you.
group. It's a great group and a great group of people. So it's fun.
Absolutely. So, I want to dig into your habit, which is to touch a task once. And I'm going to fess up right here, right now. I am a good 1,000 touch task person. So I'm hoping you can not only share about why this is important, but maybe a tip or two on how to actually touch something just once.
Well, Leah teases me that I'm her little overachiever. And I learned this task and I started my career in retail. And in retail, when you're in retail management, you get results and you get them quick, or you get pinned up against the wall by your toes and your feet. So this habit was learned so that I could move quickly, get the result that I needed, and then move on. And it's a great thing to have learned because I utilized it well in my life all the time. So this is how it works. I hate having to rewrite the same thing over and over and over again on my to-do list. I hate it. Every time I look at it on my to-do list, I am wasting my brain thinking about the fact, oh yes, I have to do that again, because it's getting in the way of everything else. So if it's something that I can look at, do, get rid of it, and then move on to the next thing, I do. Even if it's not what I want to do right that minute, if
Mm,
I can do it and get rid of it, accomplish it, and move on, I can move much more quickly than putting it on my list every day continually.
okay. So sometimes it doesn't even get on your list. It's just because you see it there and know it needs
Right.
addressing, you just take care of it.
I
Okay.
just do it. Um, and it really helps you get rid of the things that you are cluttering up your mind and cluttering up your day. So it's a big deal to get rid of them. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you do it right that minute, but you decide what you're going to do with it.
Okay.
You might delegate it to somebody else. For years, I had my own jewelry business. I had a staff, so I might have delegated it to somebody on my team. You might have put it on your calendar for a later time because it was going to need some kind of automation. It doesn't mean that you actually do it, but you get it off your list so that every day you've decided when you're going to do it, and that takes it off your list so it's not cluttering up your brain. If I have too many things on my list, I start to get flustered, so it's so much
Okay.
better that I can keep the list clean. There are things and then I just go down the list, literally. I go down the list and I knock them off. Cha-bing, 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 cha-bing. Even if
That
I'm
makes
writing a book,
sense.
even if I'm doing advertising, whatever I'm doing, I just target getting everything accomplished. And
That
that's how
that
you get fast results.
that makes sense. I was thinking, because I have doing lots of things like you, entrepreneur, there are things that have to get done, right? And so I was just thinking as you were saying that to take the list and instead of carrying the list day to day, to actually go to the list and calendar it in where I can actually take care of it rather than continuously looking at this list, which actually keeps getting longer, right?
Right.
And
And you don't
so
want it to
I
keep getting
like that.
longer. And it gives you busy mind. I don't like busy mind. When I go to bed at night, if I have all that stuff that I haven't done floating around in there, it interrupts me. So if it sorts it into where it's supposed to be in my day.
I like that. I like that approach. And so you've been doing this for a while and you still do this every single day?
I do it every single day. But then I'm one
Wow.
of
think we got frozen.
For those people who, I think we're back.
I think we're back. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, in the period of coronavirus, I have finished my second big book that I did in Leah's book group. And I've made 2 little mini books because as I'm going, I'm just checking it out. So I just uploaded 2 little books, one on little exercises that are 2 minutes long that you could do throughout your day to release your chronic stress. I use them all the time because if I start to bog down, by getting up and doing one of these little 2-minute exercises, it sends blood to my brain, it gives me productivity back, and then I can continue. So it's a chapter in both my books, but it's so important to me, I decided it needed to be a desktop book for easy reference, so somebody has it easy to
Awesome.
pick up, to pick out one of the exercises to do when they know that they're bogging down in their day.
That's
And
pretty
then
awesome.
the other little book I did actually as a present to everyone in my book group, and it's a victory journal and gratitude journal all in one guide. The top is victories, the bottom is gratitude. I have practiced gratitude for a long time, but I got autoimmune disease 3 years ago, and I've come so far in those 3 years with what I've accomplished, but I just am going from task to task to task to task, and I'm not
Right.
giving myself credit. So if somebody says, "What have you done lately?" I sort of stand there dumbfounded because I can't answer. And we all need to take a moment and relish what we are accomplishing.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
even if it's tiny, I write down my victories from the day before in the morning now, and then I write down what I'm grateful for. And
That's
both of those are now published on Amazon.
Oh, cool. Cool.
So,
I do the same thing. I have a planner slash journal that accounts for those things. It asks me for my top 3 targets for the day and all the things that you're talking about that in theory. So what I've learned from you is that I have one more step to take in order to actually make my system work a little better for me. So I'm going to start incorporating your touch a task once and do better at actually scheduling things instead of carrying a list. So I want to get into your unhabit, which is related to your habit, and it is to stop constantly reevaluating what's on your list. And so talk about that a little bit.
well, there's reasons that you're carrying something over and over again. So you need to stop and think about the fact, why haven't you done it? Is it
Mm,
really not important to you? If it's not important to you, then get rid of it. Or if it's just a little thing that isn't a priority, then schedule when it would be a priority. You don't want it to be there. So the unhabit is letting all that stuff muck up your day and making you feel like you're not accomplishing what you need because you have these things you're carrying over every day to the next day. And that really just bogs you down.
You've convinced me. I'm a convert
If you
and
try
I'm
it,
going to be
you'll be
fixed.
surprised how fast you can move. Right. It will make a difference in terms of how much you accomplish, and your list will stay clean.
I'm trusting you on this, Cheryl.
Yeah.
I'm
Well, let
trusting
me
you.
know. We can talk again.
I am actually going to focus on that this week. I usually do my planning for the week on Saturday. I didn't get to it yesterday. I will do it today, and I will let you know definitely how it goes. So,
Because we all have things that we carry over. And
absolutely.
yeah, you don't want that.
Cool. Well, thank you very much for joining us
Thank
and
you.
sharing with us about the importance, and not only the importance of it, but a couple of tips on how to actually touch things once and move forward and stop constantly reevaluating what's on your list. So I'm going to be definitely incorporating Cheryl's habits. I hope you will incorporate Cheryl's habits as well. And as you are able to incorporate the habits of the 29 other contributors and the one habit for Success, the Smart Film Summit Special Edition. If you don't have your copy yet, please get one. You can get the link in the post. Cheryl, thank you very much for joining me, and have
Thank
a
you.
fabulous rest of
I
your day.
love these tips because they're bite-sized, so you can implement them.
Cool. Thank you for sharing.
Thank
All
you.
right. Take care.
Bye-bye.